Well, hello. Welcome to the stream. Let me just pop over. I'm on a basically a free to use intro period for a streaming service, and it makes a lot of things streamlined, but there are some things that are a little bit idiosyncratic because I'm not paying for it. I'm just using the free version. And one of those, unfortunately, is I can't set up another camera. So the only view I'm able to give you guys is like me and like a little bit of the spinning wheel. I wish I could have like another camera and just do a top down of the spinning wheel, but maybe that can be in the future. So yeah, welcome. It's February. It's a little rough out there. Yeah. Oh, Ollie's here. Hello, Ollie. And hello anyone tuning in from the future, which is my future, your past, from elsewhere in the time stream. Hello, people. Yeah, I've got a couple things I'm going to be working on, but mostly it's just kind of a hangout, chill, do craft kind of day, not like a super high productivity day. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm working on, this is a fleece from an apple orchard near me. We have kind of a trial run of an agreement between myself and the apple orchard to see if me doing some spinning for them is going to work out. So we're still figuring that out. But I have this skein that I spun up, but it is fully spun up, but I want to tighten it a little bit. It is a little bit, I'll see if I can get it in on the camera. So it's a 3-ply. Oh no, this ain't gonna go well. Oh no, so backlit. It's a 3-ply, but it is a little bit loosely plied together, and I would like to, even though it is very, well, now it's not because I had it twisted, but even though it's a very balanced skein as is, it needs more twist for it to be, like, happy. So I want to add more twist to it. And then I think I'll keep spinning on it. I have more singles to turn into, more of this, and then I have more actual fiber that I can work on if I run out of that. See? Here, I'll give you guys a little look. All right. So here's some of it that I've already carded up. It's a really pretty color. I really think it's gorgeous. It is, however, it does have a very short staple, which means it doesn't want to do the things I want it to do. And it's also fairly coarse, so it has some limitations. Hello, Sally. Sally has joined us as well. Also, there's 2 cats in this room with us. And you can see right there's a little tip of a tail. He's just scooting around. They realize that there's something going on and they want to be part of the party here. So Ollie says they're working on a cross-stitch needle case. So I'm glad that you're working on some stuff too. I got a sneak peek of that and I think it's looking really good. All right, first question though, does everyone have their beverage? Are you hydrating? Are you taking care of yourself? It's a bit of a trick question. It's impossible. But we're all doing our best. And then second question, are there any audio issues or visual issues with what's going on? Anybody having difficulty hearing me, or are there like feedback loops or anything? I don't think I have any music on. I think I'll pop some on just so it's not kind of dead space while I work on stuff. Ooh, more cats. They'll probably keep entertaining us. All right. Just gonna also maybe do a little cord management so nothing is too tempting here. They like to bite the cords for attention. They're good cats. All right. Let's see here. All right. Sally's working on a med refill. That's very important. It's kind of crafting. It's like beads, really. They're small and finicky, and you have to put them in the right place. Ollie has hot chocolate. All right. We're doing good, gang. We're doing good. So I'm realizing a mistake that I've made is I have not put this in a ball. So I think until I wind it into a ball, it will be really obnoxious to run it through the spinning wheel again. So I'm going to set this aside until I go to the makerspace and use their skein winder. I didn't think that through. But I have another set that I can turn into yarn, and that way I can find a twist that I think is suitable and try to match that to the next one I do, rather than the reverse. Oh, you're moving. So Sally says that they're moving tomorrow, which is why they can't do any crafting right now. Congratulations, question mark on the move. I hope it goes smoothly and there are no dramatic issues with moving. Moving is always a bit of a crapshoot. All right, so in this basket, my mystery basket, we have, these are the singles of the same fiber I was just showing you. I've got 3 bobbins right here, and I'm just gonna apply them together. I kind of did a silly thing because I put about 3 ounces on each of these, and then I realized, oh no, I'm doing 3 ply. That would make it a 9-ounce skein. That is just like too big. It's too big. So I weighed them out as I was plying them and did about half of it. And I think I have about half of it left, unless my math was really bad. So hopefully the 2 skeins will be about the same, even though I wasn't very clever about it. All right, those are gonna live in this basket and get plied together here. I'm gonna grab 3 strands out, 1 from each bobbin. And see if I can do this without too much kitty attention. It's really the test here, is get the right level of kitty attention. Let's find out. All right. Ah, Liz is here. Hello, Liz. Welcome to the party. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Now the tension is bad. It's okay, we can fix it. So, for the astute of you who have been watching some other stuff, you will notice that this is a completely different spinning wheel than what I had in the last video I made. And that's because I did a treat yourself sort of thing. I was thinking for a little while, like, gosh, I really think the spinning wheel I have is gorgeous. But there are some limitations. It's a wheel that just sort of like came to me from the universe and not one that I specifically selected. And it only has the 1 bobbin and yada yada yada. Love it, but there's some limitations. In addition to the single bobbin, the major limitation was the size of the flyer. This wheel is so cool. It is a Lendrum wheel, which is made out of Canada, and you can really easily switch out the flyer heads. And this one came with 3 different sizes. So like the world is my oyster, and it's so fun already. So right now I have the jumbo on, and you can tell it is jumbo. It's freaking huge. Like this thing fits so much, which is perfect for when you're plying stuff up and you're trying to make a big old skein. Anyway, it's really exciting. I will try to get some better footage of it in the future. Right now I know you can't really see it. It's actually a really cool wheel. Like, it looks really different, and one of its really neat features is it folds in half, so you can like travel with it much easier. I don't say easy, I say much easier. And it's still like traveling with a spinning wheel, but it folds. That's crucial. Liz says, crafting tools do oh, can I put these? Oh, I can put these up. I can put these up on the screen. Oh, I'm so fancy. Crafting tools do tend to reproduce. Yeah, they do. And they're so nice. Like, the right one showed up, and I had been looking, and I had been thinking, like, oh, I'll find a new wheel, like, at some point. I'm not in a huge rush about it. But one showed up, and it was in Chicago, which is about a 2.5, 3-hour drive, depending on traffic for me. So I did that. I drove to Chicago, and I'm terrible. I just got an email saying I forgot to. What are you doing? Stop that. I forgot to pay my tolls So I now owe them a lot of money. Illinois, the state of Illinois is going to make some bank on my forgetfulness. Alright, so I'm plying together the 3 singles, and I'm plying them tighter than I did before. It's not a balanced spin when I'm doing it this way, but I'm kind of choosing to do that anyway, because when I did a balanced spin, it was still too loose, which goes to show me when I spun my singles, I didn't spin them tight enough. But I can't change the past. I think when I wash it and I thwack it, I should be able to get it to sort of pretend to be balanced. I will force it to cooperate. I want it to be actually useful for knitting and not get like stuck on people's needles, you know? If there's little gaps between all the plies, that's kind of a problem. All right, let's see how we're looking. Yeah, that's looking a lot better. Not the Chicago tolls. Yeah, and they don't mess around. If you forget to pay them, they charge you a lot. And it's my own damn fault. I was the one who like saw the email and was like, cool, I'll remember to pay that within 5 days, definitely. And then didn't remember to pay it within 5 days. So can't blame anyone but myself. Chicago to get you. Well, I say Chicago, Illinois gets you, but there's, I don't know, it feels like they're very expensive in and out of Chicago proper. Also, sorry if I keep looking in the wrong place. I've got my phone acting as the webcam up here. Hello. And then I've got my laptop down here where I can see everybody's comments. So it's we're doing the double feature kind of. And classically, my gaze is not always locked on the lens. Classic mistake. So I haven't made hardly any progress on the next video I'm making yet. And I've just kind of, I don't know. I need to make some headway on it. I really want to. It's just one of those things where like the logistics are kind of distracting in all of those little components. But it's the one where I'm going to be dyeing the Jacob's Wool fleece yarn with sumac berries. And I'm really stoked, but I have to like get my kitchen set up so it can actually handle it. Like I need... The dye pots I have like specific pots for dyeing, which is good. Food safety. Don't contaminate your food with dye stuffs. But they are not induction friendly giant pots. They're just like random garbage on the street giant pots. And that means I need to use the little non-induction hot plate that I have. And it's just, I feel like there's a million little logistics that are very easy. I just need to like write them all down and figure it out. It's not a huge deal. But everything gets more complicated when you're filming it. Because you want to make sure you get all the steps filmed and you don't leave anything out. And it's like, it's one of the joys of making videos, but it like, I would say more than doubles the amount of work it takes to do a project. Like well more than doubles. And it's worth it because it's fun. And like, it's an art form in and of itself. But it is like a little daunting if you're already feeling a touch stuck. Alright, this is looking much more like yarn someone's going to be happy to buy. I just really hope the fact that it is not balanced won't come to bite me. But we'll find out. Chat is never next to the cam. You know, I feel like like really fancy people must have a solution for this, but I don't know what it is. Yeah, so you're essentially making two pieces of art at the same time, dyed yarn and a video. That's kind of what it is. It's in the beginning I feel like I kind of just was like, whatever, I'll just get the footage and whatever happens happens. But the longer I've been doing this, which is not very long, and I'm hardly professional at it, but I do really enjoy kind of the art side of it as well. I do kind of like write down the shots I need and try to make sure I get them all. And I feel like the last several videos I've kind of accomplished my goals in that much better. But it does mean it's yet more things to do. The plight of having really fun hobbies and the plight of making art. Ugh, life is so hard. Alright. Yep. God, this bobbin fits so much. I don't know, like, there's gonna be probably about 3 ounces maybe on here by the time I'm done, and it won't look like it's hardly filled at all. Yeah. Also, I didn't realize you joined the chat here. Is it rants not what? No, rants what not? Rants what not? Sorry. I'm very good at reading while I'm also thinking and talking. Definitely. Welcome. I hope you can hear it, but one of my favorite things is like the sound of the spinning wheel. I finally got some of my audio technical issues solved, and so hopefully I'll be able to have much better like ambient noise quality in the future videos too. I was really struggling for a while there between two different issues. I have my main microphone that I had until now was just basically like a little point and shoot one, so it's a directional microphone. Pros and cons. You have to be about like 12 to 1 to 2 feet away from it is like its happy spot. So anytime I was talking to like the camera, it would get the entire room. It would be like, the direction you want is this area between you and the subject. That's what we'll pick up on. It's like, no, I want you to pick up on me. So it struggled with that. And then I got a replacement, like one of those lav mics that pins to you. But the one I got was just a lemon. It had this like horrible whine in it all the time, and I did so much troubleshooting to try to get rid of it, and I just couldn't. I even chatted with someone who knows a lot more than me about this stuff, and we did some like recording videos and test footage and all this stuff, in different circumstances. Is your phone in your pocket? Is it getting interference from like Bluetooth or something? Like all of this stuff. And in the end, we just decided it was just a lemon. Like, there's nothing we were doing. But I got a replacement for the replacement, and it works so nice. It's not like high-end or anything, but it just actually works. And like, to have technology that works is a true joy. And so rare. Rance Whatnot is working on a sweater. Ooh, that's a big project. Is it knitted, I'm assuming? I'm assuming knitted. I don't really... I said that, and I'm like, are there other ways to make? I guess you could crochet a sweater. But I feel like if you sewed a sweater, it wouldn't be a sweater. That's a deep question. We're getting into, like, what is X or Y? And I'm like, no. It's getting political. This is a chill stream. We can talk about the horrors if people want to. But there's a lot of horrors out in the world, and there's a lot of bad stuff, so I'm kind of assuming people would rather not. If that's different, if you do want to chat about it, let me know. Otherwise, I will just kind of focus on fiber. I'm making stuff. It is indeed knit. Stockinette mostly. Yes, well done. Yeah, it's that sweet spot between like, yes, this is engaging my mind, this is engaging my hands at the same time, and like not being so engaging that you actually don't do the project. That's part of the reason I have to get on and do the dye project, because I'm really excited to do the following part of the project, which is to design the weaving that I want to make, is to design the warp and like how it's all going to go. And I shouldn't do that until I know what the colors are going to be like, and I just don't know what the colors are going to be like until I finish the dye project. So it's really I would call it a catch-22, but it's more like it's actually just forcing me to do what I need to do. I think that the sumac will turn out kind of like a tan. It seems like the only time it really goes that sort of like kind of pink you would assume is on plant fibers rather than animal fibers. So I think on the wool it's going to go kind of a tan. But you just don't know until you do it. All right. Oh no! Ollie says, I just noticed a mistake. That means the last big chunk needs to be picked out. Oh, Ollie, I'm so sorry. So many hobbies show I can't count. It is like, that's how I feel about weaving. Okay, so for weaving, big, like, major, like, big ups. Someone in the Be Queer Make Stuff Discord, Oats, suggested that I get like one of those like counters people use for like, I don't know, counting cars and like a lot if you've got a job like that. That's the only time I've used one, so I'm like, what do other people do with those counters? I don't know. I used it to count cars and bicycles for events for a job one time. But you just click them and the number goes up. So you don't have to like remember the number, you just click. Really like revolutionary for things like weaving, where you have like just endless repeats of numbers you have to hit over and over again, and you're also trying to keep track of like the pattern repetition and like which color you're on. So that was big ups for that. I would highly recommend it. Plus it's got a really satisfying haptic feedback on the click. A+. The only problem is if you don't click it, then you're relying on an incorrect piece of information. Ooh, we have a cat. Let me grab her here. You can say hi. Hi to kitty. So I love the spinning wheel. The only problem is it doesn't have a hitch for your yarn. You just got to sort of shove it in there. All right. Oh. Look, it's a kitty. So this is Small Face. She's very quietly and sweetly being like, absolutely no, I'm down. She's a good baby. She's so sweet though. When she doesn't want something, she just sort of oozes away, you know? She doesn't like eat your face. She just oozes out. Oh, we got more people. Hi, Amanda. It will be interesting to see. I'm hoping good, but if bad, we'll all learn together. And another person, Eastlyn. Hello, Eastlyn. I love your name. Hard to spin that. Oh, I missed those. I gotta read them in order here. I dyed with reed flowers before, which are deep purple, and it turned into a nice sage green on the wool. Oh, that sounds lovely. I've been looking into various ways to dye stuff, and green seems like it's surprisingly hard to achieve. There's many things where I'm like, oh, that'll probably make a green, but it makes yellow. Everything turns out yellow. So far, I've done dandelions, which are yellow, but that is what you expect. And then the one that really surprised me was burdock leaves, that like invasive tree. It's everywhere. You can just go get some leaves. It's everywhere, at least where I live. And that also made almost the same, like bright yellow, which was very surprising to me. Eastland says, waving at you. Knitting a navy hat. Ooh. Yeah, it is hat season. It is, I don't know. It's really cold where I am. I hope it's not quite as cold where everyone else is. The high was like 7, not like really cold. People are worse off, but for me, the high was like 7 degrees Fahrenheit, and I don't remember what that is in Celsius. Someone do the math for me. We've just discussed how math is heavily involved in fiber arts and other crafts, and it's also involved in the weather, to my chagrin. Amanda says lots of alchemy involved, especially to make it not yellow. Yeah, it does seem like to really dial into the colors you need some alchemy, which makes sense, right? We're good at alchemy as humans. Yeah, some of the research I've done, use research with a grain of salt here. Ooh, getting a little chunky over here. Indicates that like iron is a good way to sort of turn stuff a little bit greener, which makes sense. But I don't know. I haven't really delved too far into that because I haven't figured out like a good way to make sure that the water I'm producing is like safe to go into our sewer system here. I don't want to like poison a bunch of fish. I know that's an issue with some of the jewelry stuff I do. The pickle is a solution that removes fire scale from copper and silver. Does a great job at it, fantastic. But it leaches the like some of the copper out of the piece you're working on and into the solution, which means that when you then throw that pickle away, you shouldn't throw it down your sink because it is now like full of metal and it kills fish. So I want to make sure I'm not accidentally doing that to my own sink situation. Wow, I just noticed something. I gotta go back here a little bit. Something escaped quality control. Unacceptable. Where is it? Where are you? There you are. I see you. All right. All right. Oh, I missed a lot here. Okay. Eastland says it's 22 degrees, but cold and damp. Oh, yes. Damp sucks. Damp makes everything so much worse. And Eastland also says acidity affects color. And yeah, I need to get a lot more science before I understand anything that's happening in, like, for real in dyeing. I'm kind of in, like, the just, like, fuck around and have fun aspect, which is fun for me right now. But my guess is at some point I'll probably want to get a little bit more real about it. But for right now, like, I'm not trying to, like, hit a certain color. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Just seeing what happens. Sumac, at least around here, is so, like, successful. It's a very successful tree plant, thing, bush, whatever it is. And you can't throw a stone without finding a sumac bush all on the side of a road. So if it makes a nice color, that's very convenient. There's like several sumac bushes in my own yard actually, but they did not produce berries. So I don't know if it's I can't remember if there's a different variety of it or something. Luckily, none of it seems to be the poison sumac variety. So. Foot and hand coordination for spinning. Easy for you? I would say yes, because there's actually not a ton of coordination. It's not as complicated as you think. Your foot, whichever foot you're using, if you have a single treadle like I do, this is just one pedal rather than like the bicycle kind with two. It's just producing power. It's not necessarily... That's not true. It's also the speed, so it's power and speed. I don't know. It seems to work pretty easily for me, and I don't know if that means it is easy or if like whatever kinesiology exists in my body is just like well tuned for it. It's not something I've found that I struggle with. Maybe that's luck, I don't know. I find that having your body do kind of multiple things at once, I don't know, it's really good for my brain. So having it be a little bit more of a full body experience is it's very like brain happy as well. Something about the full combination there. Easton also says sumac is irritating to the skin. I will keep that in mind. I did not notice that when I was doing all the cuttings, but I will keep that in mind. Safety at least second or third, if not first. Amanda says, fucking around and having fun is definitely how I spin. Yay! We're a team! I think part of the reason that I ended up spinning my previous 3-ply so loose was A, that was what was quote unquote balanced for it, and B, the whirl size on this jumbo plier, even the smaller of the two whirl sizes, is pretty chunky. So you end up having to do quite a few revolutions to get enough spin into it at this like angle that I'm looking for. And if I was really on top of it, I would like actually measure the angle and compare and make sure I was actually hitting it throughout, but I'm not doing that. So, you know, whatever, it's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's super fine. Amanda says, I'm a spindle spinner and feel that very similarly. Full body motion and repetition makes me happy brain. It makes a happy brain. Yes. See, I think I kind of bypassed the usual way people get into this stuff. I have never done spindle spinning, which like I think is kind of a miss. Most people start small and then escalate. Apparently that's not how I do. Apparently I escalate immediately. You know, I don't start with a tablet weaver or like anything like any of these things. No, a full scale like floor loom in the guest bedroom, so we have to get rid of the bed, is definitely my MO, which means that I missed the spindle spinning like stage of getting into fibercraft. I can see the appeal. It's so portable. Like, other than this folding in half, there's really nothing portable about this experience. You are meant to be like sat your ass in a room and not moving. So like the idea of being able to like, I don't know, spin on the bus seems pretty cool. Eastland says, how do people cope with no hobbies? I genuinely don't know. Like, lately, I feel like my hobbies have been like, they are structural right now. They are not just like for fun side hustles, side quests, side pieces. They are structural. If I like don't do a hobby, that's bad. The world requires that I do hobbies all the time right now. Also, can I just say, I have been on testosterone for like almost 2 years now. Will my voice ever drop? Will my voice ever drop? We may never, who knows? Let's just say it hasn't happened yet. Or if it has, it's been so freaking minor. Oh, bless my body. It's doing its best, you know. Whomst among us. Rants Not What says, it's so portable. I have a tiny Turkish spindle that I can fit in the palm of my hand. It can go anywhere. See, that's so charming. Do you take it everywhere? I would take it everywhere. I would just be like, oh, you know, I'm just gonna spin. Just me over here being really cool. I would show it off all the time. All right. We are nearing the end of the singles here, but not quite out. So, but yeah, look how much room is still on this bobbin. It's got so much room. You could for sure fit the full 9 ounces on here. I just thought that was like an insane quantity for a single skein, so I split it. But like you could have. That's so wild. My previous bobbin fit like 2 ounces maximum. So like, oh, I'm still in like the world is my oyster phase of like being excited about the giant bobbin. Alright, let's see. Let's go. Ollie says, on literally the 5th anniversary of me starting tea, someone asked if I'd thought about going on hormones at all. Ooh, yeah. I'm gonna put that up just to sympathize. Bless. Sometimes people's voice drops in like 2 months and I'm like, what? Like I'm lucky. I don't have a huge amount of dysphoria. It's fine. It's just kind of like vaguely like, but this should be happening, right? Everybody's body's different. Uh-oh. Cooperate, please. Thank you. Oh no! Alright, you can't see it because I only have the one camera angle, woe is me. But one of my bobbins has escaped, and they are now clattering together on the floor like they're trying to make out. Please, be appropriate, bobbins. Think of the children. Oh. Uh-oh. Bobbin Chicken is not winning here. I've got one bobbin with a lot left and one with not a lot left. I thought I weighed things pretty well when I, did the singles on the bobbins, but we've got an unequal distribution. Amanda says, mighty bobbin. Yes. The mightiest of all. Oh dear. See? It's not the leg and the hands that have a problem. It's apparently answering questions. And not overspinning it too badly that I have problems with. Get distracted by my own damn self. Oh, I hopefully everybody saw it. I made some posts on Blue Sky as well as through Patreon, but we've had a huge amount of support and donations for the Be Queer Make Stuff grant fund. If you have not applied, if you are trans and you make stuff ever, and you have not applied, you absolutely should, because instead of just 4 $50 grants, I'm now in February going to be able to give out 8 $100 grants. So holy crap, that's fantastic. And get your name on that spreadsheet because I would love to be able to give you money. I won't be able to give everyone money. I think last I looked there were about 70 people signed up. But hey, could be you. Again, there's not any requirements for this. I'm not means testing it in any way. You don't have to prove that you're going to use it on craft supplies. You can use it for cat food. I don't care. Things are getting kind of weird and hellish, and trans people deserve money. Well, okay, we have reached the end of one bobbin. All right, let me do a little check-in here. One bobbin out. What's our status? This guy. All right, we have, oh yeah, this much left on the other bobbins. So I think what I'll do is I'll stop it here and then just connect to these when I start doing more singles, because I have more singles to do. So I think that makes the most sense rather than try to chain ply it. I want this to be as even as possible because this is something that the Apple Orchard, provided that they like it, would be selling to people, and I don't want to have, I don't know, it doesn't seem very professional for there to be a join in the middle. All right. Whee! One last little spin. And find my, oh no, I gotta find my nitty naughty. Aha! Woolly Time says, a fellow spinner, is that a luette? It is not a luette. I know it's kind of a terrible angle here. I'm limited by using the free version of StreamYard, so I only have the one camera angle. But it is actually a Lendrum single treadle. Ooh, if you can hold it up. An awkward idea. Look, here it is. It is a Lendrum single treadle, And I got it about a month ago, and I freaking love it. I bought it secondhand, and it has all of the attachments. It has a total of 9 bobbins. I'm like in bobbin heaven, basically. Eastland says, every crafter has looked at it, at their own work, and said, what idiot did that? Yes. You are not alone. I say that very frequently. For me, I have this like bell curve of how I feel about a project. I finish it, I fucking love it. I stare at it all the time. I go, oh my god. And then like in about 12 hours, I'm like on the other side of the bell curve. The brief little like bump of like pride. You know, and then you start seeing all of the things that nobody else sees. Woolly Time says, the forward lean tricked me. Yeah, also, yeah, this is the jumbo flyer attachment, and this is the jumbo bobbin that goes with it. It's a chonk. Let me find the regular one. I have it in a bag just to like do a comparison, just to show you, because it is really silly. Okay, whoop. Yeah, so set her up here all the way. For comparison, this is the regular sized one. So next to each other, it is like, it's like the grown up bird and the baby bird. So this is what I would use to actually spin the singles that I have here. So I spin the singles on the regular size one, and then I'm just plying it on the jumbo one because she fits a lot. She's a big one. All right, let me set that down. I'm gonna go find my Nitty Naughty, which appears to be somewhere else in the house. So I'll be right back. Put up my little be right back banner. I will be right back. I think I know exactly where it is. It's just downstairs. Huzzah! All right. Alrighty. Okay, so this is my Nitty Naughty. That is the actual term. There are several things that like just they crack me up so much about spinning in terms of terms. This is genuinely called a Nitty Naughty, and this thing that I'm sticking my finger through is genuinely called an orifice. So I hope you enjoy that as much as I do. So I'm just going to use this to get it off the wheel here. It's a great term. Willie Time says, that is a heckin' chonk. It is a heckin' chonk. You have a spin illusion with a 64 ounce. 64 ounce? I must be misunderstanding that. Like, that can't be how much. I'm confused. Please explain what 64 ounces means. Thank you. All right. Take the tension off. Goodbye, tension. Yes, that was silly. Oh, yeah. There we go. Yeah, Amanda and I is also confused. 64 ounce, oh my. Yeah, I require clarification because what my mind is producing is just insane, so it can't be right. Alright, I gotta get new rubber bands for this thing. They're just sliding all over the place, but this is just made out of PVC pipe because the wooden ones were too expensive. and I found that someone online had made a little tutorial about how to make a PVC pipe niddy noddy. And I was like, well, that's freaking smart. I'm going to do that. But it was very funny to rock up to the hardware store and produce my little notebook of dimensions with the phrase niddy noddy scrawled on the side. I really have no idea what they thought I was making. But they probably thought I was making something doity. All right, the answer. Woolly Time says it's a huge bobbin that holds 64 ounces worth of fiber. I thought that is what that must mean, and that's a lot, bro. That's a lot. That's all. Yeah. Woolly Time says also they look like dumbbells. Yeah. Wow. That's just nuts. But also like really cool. It makes a lot of sense if you're doing like a single continuous project with that yarn to have it be not broken up. It makes a lot of sense. For what I do, it doesn't really matter. Since I'm mostly doing weaving projects, I can only fit so much onto like the shuttle at a time anyway, so I have to cut frequently. So it doesn't matter for me. But for specifically knitting projects, I could see it making a big difference. Oh, hydration check. Everybody hydrate. Because I forgot, so you probably forgot too. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that spinning wheel up later. That just I can't even conceive of how big that is. Because I don't know for sure how much they say fits on here. Probably like 12 ounces. And I thought that was insane. I thought that was so big. That's like a fraction of yours. Holy crap. You are a production house. That's what you are. Next time I do one of these, I want to do a fancy art bat because those are really, really fun. And I'm actually able to do them on here. I was not able to do them on my previous wheel just because, again, the orifice was just too small before. But now the world is my oyster. I can fit a lot of shit through there. Amanda says, I just took a look or a Google and wow, it's a mega bobbin. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up later too, because damn. That's exciting though. You can do lots of stuff. I love that for you. I have no idea how many people are here. I'm in Stream Deck, or StreamYard, excuse me. And unlike, oh, it does say up in the corner, 16. Well, hello, 16 of you. That is more than I expected. I didn't do a great job advertising this, so I'm delighted that you found your way over here. I'm still kind of feeling out how I want to do live streams, if I want to do more of them. They are really fun. And if people are enjoying them, I think I will probably continue to do them. I find it's a good way to, like, I don't know, I have to just sit down and do some stuff, whatever that stuff may be. And that's nice. Also, we'll see if this is a bad idea. It is definitely not balanced. You can see here, maybe? You can see how twisty it is. So this may have been a terrible idea to spin it this tightly. But I haven't set it yet, and I haven't given it its bath. Maybe it'll be okay after its bath. It looks so much better, this tightly spun, than it did before. Like, it just looked really loose when it was balanced. Woolly Time says, oh yeah, I can see that. I don't weave yet. Yeah, see? It's a yet. All these hobbies, they're like contagions. They just want to spread. But I do make blankets and want to make sweaters. Yes. And yeah, I can totally see how having a big continuous hank of yarn is perfect for that. And I'm really glad that you're enjoying this. I will definitely do more than that. Like I said, I enjoy them too, but I don't want to just do them if they're not actually fun for people. So yay. It's fun to spin with company. I agree. That's exactly how I feel. Amanda says, I'm new to streaming myself and it's been fun to chat and craft. Yeah. Yeah. Yay. Go us. We're all doing it. And when in doubt, block it out. Yeah. We're going to block the crap out of this. We're going to block it real good. We're going to thwack it real good. I think I'm even going to throw a little bit of conditioner in when I soak it because I have put so much effort into this wool. This is the most difficult fleece I've yet to wash. I really had to go out of my way to get this thing clean. And I ended up using Unicorn Power Scrub or whatever, like the actual branded soap stuff, which I haven't done for previous ones. I've been able to get away with just like Farm and Fleet like livestock wash, which is way cheaper and makes sense because sheep are livestock. But for this fleece, it was just a slog. I had to wash the crap out of it and condition the crap out of it because it is just really it's I don't think it wants to be as coarse as it is. You know, there's something going on, and it's a breed of sheep I've never worked with before, and it's a breed of sheep specific to this farm. They've kind of bred it themselves, so I don't have a ton to like compare to on the internet. I can't like ask other people what their experiences have been like. So we're doing the best we can, and if they don't like it, that's okay. It was worth a shot. We're all trying. Crafted Design says, I almost always overply a little. It'll come out in the set. See, I'm really hoping so. I would agree. It needed it. It needed to be overplied. And Ollie says, it means that I'm not doom scrolling. And yes, me streaming also means that I'm not doom scrolling. So you know what? It's good for all of us. There's a lot of doom. And it's better to be spinning, or cross-stitching, or knitting, or painting, or whatever it is we're all doing. Craft Design says, what is the breed? So it, I don't remember what they are calling it specifically. Like I said, it's a breed that they kind of designed themselves, but half of it is, why are you stuck? Half of it is Black Welsh Mountain Sheep, and I don't know what the crossbreed is. I can't remember what the other half of the equation is, so to speak. But it has a really lovely color. I can totally see why they bred for this. All of the fleeces are this color. And but it is just a little bit coarse. And like I said, the staple length is... it's weirdly short, and it has... You know, maybe if I had like tried to separate it has like kind of a dual coat thing going on too. And maybe if I had tried to separate the outer from the inner, it would have gone better, but I just couldn't be bothered, frankly. This is one of those things where like, they're going to pay me as much as they can, but they're a small business, and like the amount that it would cost like to get an actual like livable hourly wage out of this is just like insane. So we're kind of experimenting here a little bit. Craft Design says, okay, Black Welsh is definitely a sheepy coarse wool. Yeah, I would agree with that. They have had a spinner in the past do stuff for them. And I wish I'd seen what that person was able to do. Unfortunately, they don't have any photos or anything of the previous spinning that was done for them. So I'm really working without a template. And I really would love to know what that person did, because presumably they liked it. And like, I don't know. I feel like there's some sort of answer to like what the right way to spin this is that I just didn't quite find. I think what I'm doing is fine, but I don't think it's like the magic answer, you know? I did quite a lot of sampling too, and I tried so hard, but it's just kind of a tricky one. All right, tying her up here. Boop. All right, on the nitty naughty. Oh yeah, short staple. I envy your patience. Yeah, it's especially okay, so the last, like, for fun, just testing stuff out, making sure I got to, like, really have fun on, my enormous bobbin here was some art bats that I made, and I used, like, very long staple, like, long wools for that, and, like, the transition from that to this was like, "Oh! Oh, yeah, there it is." It definitely has advantages and disadvantages, let's just say that. Alright, Nitty Nutty is out. And this is finished. It is, oh, yeah, we're overclocked, but hopefully it'll come out in the block. All right. Did they say what they used the yarn for? So this is an apple orchard that has like a little gift shop, and they sell like, well, obviously they sell apples. They sell some cider that they make. They sell like little handicrafts. So they want to have a little section sort of highlighting their specialty breed of sheep and selling roving and yarn. So this is like for sale for other people. So I'm trying to knit a little bit, not knit, I'm trying to spin a little bit thicker to make it a more affordable way to buy it, and also make it a little faster for me. So they're basically just like selling to randos. So my guess is like medium to larger gauge knit projects. Well, the time since I started spinning with Romney and was spoiled, I've spun with Romney. It's really nice. It's really nice. What was the other one I spun that I really, really liked? Chevio, I think is how you pronounce it. I'm not a French speaker. Yes, okay. Biblio Knitting says, that amount of ply twist looks very blockable to me. Good, because I think the actual yarn looks a heck of a lot better than the previous one I did. Yeah. As soon as I get this back on a ball, I'm going to retwist it so it matches this, and then I'll set them both. But I'm feeling much better about it, and they're both pretty, like, I think I did a pretty good job with consistency. This is the first time I've actually done a proper 3-ply rather than like a chain ply, and that's kind of fun too. Oh, I'm getting all sorts of information. This is fantastic. Hi, I'm just going to read all these comments. This is great. Craft design, edit, sheet, repeat. Says that twist will wash out. Do not block with weight. Yes, yeah. Don't worry. I don't block with weight because I've definitely seen that happen where it just undoes what you've just done. So that's silly. And you teach spinning. So fantastic. Thank you for teaching me. This is great. I feel like I've learned something. And Willie Time says that's so cool. So they have like a hobby flock. Exactly. They have 4 rams, and I don't remember how many ewes, but they have like, yeah, they just have their little, they have like a petting farm and stuff. So, or petting zoo. It's a really cool little farm. Seems really neat. And they provide apples to a lot of the restaurants in town, specifically one of the better bakeries in town, in my opinion. They do their apples for like their apple tarts and stuff. Delicious. Well, yeah, very cool to have that kind of connection to a business and relationship with them. Yeah, I really hope it works out. I kind of just, they had a little sign in their gift shop being like, well, we don't have any spinning this year. We hope next year we will do something. And I was just like, I need someone to spin something, you say. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely just like a one-person, like, shop here, so I can only do so much, and I may not be able to produce what they're looking for, so it may not work out, but we'll give it a shot. Yeah. Alright, so with that off of here, I think I'm going to switch to the other flyer and start working on singles again. A never-ending game. So yeah, it just comes off like that. And put it into storage. Oh, hey, we have a visitor. Anybody want to see a cat? Oh, there we go. Oh no, you're okay, sweetie. Look, it's a kitty. Oh yeah, she's doing the ooze out. She doesn't want to be here. Bye. She's like, that was uncivilized. You put me on camera? need to contact my agents first. So to switch out the whole plying head is actually pretty darn easy. You just unscrew this bob here, pull it off, and pop the other one on. Try not to get all your string caught in there. Get out of there. All right. Okay. Camera shy. Yeah, she actually is a little bit aware of the camera in ways that I'm not used to from cats. You turn it on and she's like, oh no, I couldn't possibly. Just disappears. But yeah, no, she is just a cutie patootie. She's really great. I love her very much. Her brother looks almost identical to her, but I don't know where he is right now. He's off somewhere else, being a good boy somewhere. He's a little bit less, he's got less FOMO, you know? I feel like she's got to be in the room whenever something's happening, and he's just like, yeah, nothing's happening, but that's okay. I always give him a derpy voice. Alright, let's see here. Brake on. So my previous wheel was a double drive, and this one is got a brake system. So that's been a little bit interesting getting used to, but it honestly hasn't been that big of a difference. All right. So, what's my message? Hydration break. All right. So here is some of the wool I've already carded from this. Biblio Knitting says they have to head out. Well, it's good to see you here. Have a good rest of your day. And Craft Design says, may I ask what area of the country you are in? I'm in the Midwest, in the upper Midwest, basically. So we are definitely a landscape that has sheep. All right, so here is what I've got going on. This is all carded up. Fairly clean. God, I've washed this like, I would say I've washed it 2.5 times. It's pretty good. There's just a lot more grease in there than I expected from like touching it originally. So I'm just gonna start spinning. I'm gonna spin up some more singles to do the same ply that I've been doing, basically. And I don't know. I have to check the weights as I go. I'm trying to hit a certain weight so that the skeins will be more or less the same size. Some variation because, you know, I'm not a machine. Ah, throwing things all over. Craft Design says, yep, grew up in Michigan, live in Alaska. Ooh, Alaska's a bit of a ways out there. I don't know what livestock live up there. Oh, this is the boy. You can see his tail. It always sticks straight up. Hey, buddy, where are you going? Short staple length. Short staple length. Gotta get it in my head. Yeah, like I really like in my head really want to do like a proper long draw. But it's just this table length is so damn short. Oh, that's a struggle. It is a struggle. All right, so Alaska. Sheep, cows, muskox. Ooh, and alpaca. I didn't realize that. I don't know. For some reason, I thought it was going to be like so cold that that would be an issue. But I suppose when you think about it, really cold places have livestock too. So, shows me. Wooly says, I actually like a little lanolin left in my yarn. I find that if I scour too much out, it looks too dull. I completely agree. I definitely, there's that like sweet spot. I was really struggling with this, and I don't know how much was me and how much was the sheep fleece, you know? Like, I am not the world's most expert at this, so it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know if like I was doing it in a way where like there are ways to do it better, and it was just user error, or if it was just a really tricky fleece. And it's one of those things where like this is not the first fleece I've done. I've done plenty of fleeces. Not plenty. Okay, I've done like 4. I'm getting ahead of myself. Attributing too much expertise to myself here. But it was not acting like any of those. There's this like specific smell it had that I couldn't call forth like what it was. It was not like poopy, it wasn't like lanolin, it was something else. I was really struggling with it, and it was really, really greasy. When I was dizzing it off of my drum carder to make roving bundles, it was just so sticky. It was a real issue. Okay, this is the wrong thickness. Depending on where in the Midwest you are, the climate here is actually pretty much the same. Interesting. I suppose because you're coastal. Huh. That's really cool. I'm learning all sorts of stuff. I've been to Alaska, but I was a child, so there's a lot I don't remember. Some areas down in what we call the Panhandle, it's more like the Pacific Northwest, mostly rain. That actually makes a lot of sense. If I think about like the coast of Alaska, there's like a crap ton of coast. So yeah. Distracted spinning. All right, let's start going this way. Temps are more about longitude than just coastline. The world is so big, and there are so many sheep in it. I wonder if they gave you a fleece off the rams. In my experience, ram fleeces tend to have that sticky, weird musk smell. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I've never spun a fleece that I knew was off of a ram before. In fact, I don't think any of the ones I spun could have been off a ram, just from what I know about the flocks. So it could be that. I don't know. What I've heard that ram fleeces tend to be fairly high quality because they don't have to like give up so much nutrition to like procreation. But I don't have any evidence of that. That's just anecdotal. I heard that somewhere. I would say it's really nice. There are very few like second cuts, very few there's no breakages in it or anything. It is a nice fleece. It's just, it's not fair to say it's limited by what it is. It just, has whatever the heck this breed is. It's just got, you know, specifics that you have to work with. I'm also not sure I'm doing this exactly the same. Check against my previous one. Oh, that's pretty close. It's kind of nice actually to have a little bit left on some of the bobbins. I can just check my work as I go. Oh, this is lovely. All of the very knowledgeable people in the comments are like, oh yeah, that does sound like a ram. Yeah. I am getting such fantastic assistance here today. Feel very lucky there's so many smart people in the world. I actually like the sheepy smell. Reminds me of visiting farms as a kid. Smells are so fun. My like nostalgia smell is like lumber, actually. So my grandfather, when I was a kid, owned a lumber yard in Texas, and we would go there in the summers and hang out and just like basically chill in his lumber yard. And it was so much fun. He would let us get up to all sorts of things. And I just have such fond memories for like that smell that a lumberyard smells like, you know, sawdust and just rubber tires. Very, very fun the way smells spark such nostalgia in us. He is one of my very favorite relatives. He is still alive. He is 94. And he is just a wonderful, kind human being. But he used to let it just like run wild in his store. It was fantastic. He would like let my brother and I have pricing guns. There wouldn't be anything like on the like sticker that we would produce. We would just like go paper the world with like blank pricing gun stickers. And I think all of his like clients were like, oh yeah, we know what's happening here. Aw, I'm glad you found my channel too. Yay. Well, I will say it is kind of annoying to draft out like bits that get too full, as I'm still sort of finding where I'm at on the new bobbin, because the staple length is so short. If you draft it all too aggressively, it just pops right out. That is one of the reasons I decided to do a 3-ply for this one, is just because I knew there was going to be a little bit of inconsistencies as I was going, and I wanted to be able to hide those. Not hide, but have those even themselves out as much as possible. Because, yeah. Oh, it's a struggle. Also, it was a huge fleece. It weighed over 3 pounds after skirting. It was massive. Maybe that lends credence to the theory that it was a ram fleece, actually. I don't know what the size difference is between ram and ewe fleeces, if there is one at all. Off one sheep? That's amazing. Yeah, it was, yeah. A chunk. I think that was part of the reason I struggled to get it washed, frankly, was just that, like, it was a significant quantity of fleece. And I don't think it was getting, like, the water circulation that it needed in my washing machine tub. My toughest spin, says Craft Design, was a Quavute? I don't know what that is. Is that, it must be a sheep breed? Maybe? Staple length is 1/2 inch. Oh my goodness! That's just so wee! How did you do it? How did you do it and not lose your mind? Did you blend it with something? I have so many questions. Yeah. Woolly Time agrees with me. That's insane. That's very impressive. Oh, too thin. Musk ox. Ooh, interesting. Okay, it's pronounced. Oh, here we go. An explanation. It's pronounced Kivio. Kivio. Oh, okay. So kind of in the Frenchish design, Kivio, and comes from the musk ox. Interesting. It can be spun with silk, but I just prefer the fiber. So that's really cool. You must have to you must have to dehair it, I'm guessing. There's speaking of like, once you get into like these strange, fairly niche hobbies, you start meeting all of the people that just come out of the woodwork. One of the people who recently was the barber for my partner's hair was talking to her and was like, "Oh yeah, I've actually got a hobby farm outside of the city. I've got buffalo. Does your partner want to spin buffalo?" And I looked into it a little bit, and it seems like it's quite a pain in the butt. Like, you do have to dehair it properly, and I'm not sure that I'm quite ready for that, but that's really cool. I love that, like, the more you get into stuff, the more you can just get more and more and more niche, and just like the well never ends. You can just keep going deeper, which I really like. It's the warmest fiber known, but yes, you have to dehair it. Yeah, gosh, I mean, that sounds really cool, but like, I don't know. I feel like buffalo is a short staple as well, but very lovely. Yeah, I think probably I would guess similar to the ox, but I don't, maybe not. I don't know if they're actually taxidermal. I don't know if they're actually like species near each other or not. I don't know if they're camelids. I should know more about animals than I do, apparently. Yeah, I think the next thing I want to try is I would like to try some plant fibers. I haven't done a ton of plant fiber stuff. Ollie, who was actually on the call here, is a total sweetheart and sent me some exciting, like a little sampler pack of different plant fibers, and I'm really excited to try some of those. Some of them are like the science plant fibers. They're not like regular plant fibers. They're science plant fibers, and I've never spun with any of them. So that should be fun. There's so much out there. The shortest I've spun. This is Lichen and Moss. Said Lichen and Moss. I can read. Says the shortest I have spun is Ryland, about 5 centimeter staples. So that's like. Oh, where's my ruler? I don't see it. That's like this, maybe. Maybe, yeah. Maybe this. That's also very wee. I actually here. Let's play a game. Let's actually look at the staple of this. All right, I'm gonna grab a chunk. That's a little too short. I don't want to pull off that. 5 centimeters, just over an inch. Oh, well, shows what I know. So this, if I pull, yeah, this actually, let's measure it. Where's my stinking ruler? So this is about my staple. Let me find an end. Yeah, I feel like that's about 1 staple. It is, get my little handy dandy ruler out. So the end of one to the end. It's hard to measure since I destroyed all the locks. I would say about 3.5 inches. So way longer than anything you're talking about. So I should just shush up because apparently I am spoiled right now with my 3-inch staple length. Who knew? Here I thought it was short. Shows what I know. Y'all are incredible. Alright, I'm probably going to spin a little bit more here, but I probably won't keep the stream going for terribly long today. Just because, I don't know, I get a little antsy, you know, I gotta do a little grooving, a little moving. Alright. Wooly Time says, since I'm among other spinners, I have to ask the question. What's the strangest thing you've tried spinning? Ooh. Yeah, what do people have to say? I have spun cat hair. It was not something I really got into fully educated enough. It was something that someone asked me to do as like memorial yarn. And I very much wanted to help this person find a way to sort of remember their kitty. But I did not realize until after I had agreed and been given the fiber source in like a Ziploc baggie that their cat had been a short-haired cat. So I would say it was a nightmare. I got something in the end that I think was good enough for what they were looking for, but I had to blend it significantly with wool. So I think in the end it was only about half to a third pet hair to wool. And it was, I think if I ever do it again, I'm gonna have, I won't be going into it so blind. I'll know a little bit more of what I'm dealing with. Craft Design says, strangest spin, that silly fiber they put out on Halloween for spider silk. Oh, you tried spinning that? Oh, interesting. Fascinating. They also say, I spin cat and dog hair all the time. Okay. I think I need more practice with short staple length before I'm ready to do that again. Also, just not to use a short-haired cat fur. Like, that was just a mistake. And, you know, I think I could spin my own cat's fur. They're so fluffy. Like, their staple lengths are probably just as long as this, to be honest. But I don't know. I haven't really wanted to. It feels different, and I can't really put a finger on why. It feels weird to me, but it just kind of does. Woolly Time says, the weirdest thing I've ever spun is black bear undercoat. What? My gosh, you guys get up to some weird stuff. This is fun. This is like in the musk ox area of like, I'm just like, how did you enter into this? I have so many questions. Very frustrating and short. Yes. Very soft, I bet. Yeah. Also not worth getting out all of the guard hair. Yeah. Yeah. This is, I think that would be in the category of like, well, that's neat to try once. That's neat to try once. Tuck this in. Get some more fuzz. Fuzzy, fuzzy, fuzzy. Back on there. Silly Billy. I would like to report that the cat, one cat is still in the room with us. She is just casually off screen being a little prima donna. She's very perfect. Ollie asked, how do you get bear hair? And Willie Time says, I got some from a friend who does taxidermy. Nice to try, but never again. Yeah, I think like similarly, I probably would be like, okay, because you do want to try, right? I have more questions about the Halloween decoration spinning, honestly. Like, I could see that being a similar thing as like, well, all right, let's see what happens. Let's give it a shot. But I want to know, like, did you do anything with it? Did you actually make something with that spin? Or was it just like a fun experience and why not sort of situation? Oh, do the thing. Shame on me. Undo it. Oh, there we go. It really does look like a wig, like a really bad wig. I think just because it's brown. Amanda says, their weirdest spin. Wouldn't say strange, but various scraps and textile salvage. That is very, very exciting to me. I want to play a lot more with like making art bats with leftover bits and bobs, because one of the things with weaving is you produce a lot of like basically loom waste. It's like the back end of the warp that you can't quite get to the loom itself, so it just gets cut off and wasted, which is why when I'm like planning my weaving for what I want to do with the Jacob wool yarn that I spun, I'm not going to do the warp with any of my hand spun. The warp is going to be commercial, just because like I don't know, I worked really hard on my hand spun. I don't want it to get, sucked into the loom waste section and not end up getting used. But it does seem like people do cool things with extra bits of yarn to sort of make them into more yarn in just a different way. And I think weaving loom waste could totally get put to new life that way, which seems really cool. Oh, hydration break. Drink something. Oh, I matched my shirt. Like an Ema says, I'm keeping all my loom waste to fill scent I can't say it. Sachets. That's not the right way to say it, but sachets. There we go. Scent sachets. That is a tongue twister. Ooh, that makes sense. It makes sense. Oh, I'm so pleased with myself. Bitch and Betty, great name, says, I did cat mixed with wool. I was a total novice, and I was surprised by how nice it felt. 20% cat makes an incredible soft feeling yarn. Yeah, I did too high a percent of cat is the end story. I did almost 50%, I think. I have to look up my notes. And it was the wrong blend. It was really tough to get it looking nice and not looking rustic. It ended up looking a little rustic. But I think for what this person planned on doing with it, which was to use it as like a little like inside of a larger knit project, or maybe it was crochet, inside of a larger crochet project, have like a little cat section made of the cat fiber, the cat yarn. I think it would work fine. It would just kind of look a little bit more like a kitty. But yeah, it definitely was one of those things where I had read of people having a hard time, and I was like, well, I won't have a hard time. Clearly, I'm special. And no, it was not special. Oh. Classic human mistake. it is a personality trait of myself that is usually a positive one, to just sort of want to go at stuff. But sometimes it has negative ramifications when I am actually not qualified to do the thing. But mostly, it just means I have fun. Crafter's audacity, says Sally. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I'm gonna steal that phrasing. Just be like, well, I saw someone do it one time, and I've done something similar, so maybe I will be, in fact, the Beethoven of this thing. And not just, you know, another novice. No, actually, now I'm finally at the point in spinning where I realize how much I don't know. There's that like sweet spot when you're starting out in something and you're like, oh, well, this is easy. And then the more you learn, the more you realize you don't fucking know anything. And I've reached that point, and now it's actually really fun because I really like to learn. And it's just like, oh, yeah, good, I get to learn more. Great news, everybody. Life's not boring yet. Sally says, can lead to some fun adventures. Exactly. Totally agree. And usually it's pretty low stakes. Like, you mess up, you mess up. Oh no, you made something with your own hands. Wow, the worst. Alright. Craft Design says, I've been teaching spinning for 6 years and I still learn more every day. Heck yeah. Oops. Alright, dudes, when I get to the end of this, I think I'm going to call it good on the stream and start to head off. So prepare yourself. We have this much longer of the stream left, okay? For whatever this means. Craft Design says, I want to thank you for the diversion in what has otherwise been a very hard day. You are welcome. I am sorry that it's been a hard day. I'm sorry that it's been a hard month. I just keep making shit. Bitch and Betty says we're all special. We are all special. I agree. And yes, I plan on doing more of these. I'm having a good time with them. I'm learning. I think I'm doing a decent job of like keeping it lively without just droning on too much. It is its own little like equation of how to talk the right amount, I think, on these things. But I'm having a good time with them. They are distracting to me in these unprecedented times as well. So I also find it valuable, and I'm glad that some of you guys are really having a good time with it too. Yeah. Keep making shit. Woo, woo. I'm really glad to hear that. Yeah, we're all just gonna hang out and learn from each other, and it's gonna be okay. Well, I can't actually promise that it's gonna be okay, but we're gonna just be here. I can promise that much. I was like, well, getting ahead of yourself there, kid. Don't promise what you can't deliver on. I cannot actually make it be okay, but I can make it be more gay. I can always make it be more gay. That actually is a superpower. But yeah, there we go. Too thick. Draft without breaking the whole thing apart. A short little staple. Oh, there we go. This has been nice to body double with. My wheel has been looking forlorn with half-done braid on it. Oh, well, I'm glad that you got some work done. Or work is the wrong word, some play done. Yeah, I don't know. Stuff like this is really nice. I also enjoy other people's streams for the same reason, where you just are like, okay, I would like to not be alone in my room doing this. A lot of these hobbies we find ourselves doing. Sorry, got those out. Quiet down there, little buddy. A lot of these hobbies are sort of solitary, right? They're the sort of hobbies that historically we've done by the fire at night with groups of people, and that's less and less a thing right now. So this is our version of doing these crafts at fire at nights together, you know? That's historically how we did stuff. And we gotta make do where we can, finding communities where we can. More gay. That's the consensus in the chat. I would just like to report out. Alright, we are reaching the end. We did it. Alright, I'm going to sort of hitch this the best I can without my hitch. Tuck it under the drive band. Alright. Stare into the camera and then stare at the screen. Alright. I have had a lovely time. I hope you guys have had a lovely time. Yeah. I'll catch you on the flip side. I do want to react to just a couple more of these before we head off, which is Bitch and Betty says their aunt was going to teach them how to do stained glass. That is cool. Please, next time you're here, report back and tell us how it's going. I want to hear about it. Oh, I see. You did it already. That's past tense. We figured it out together. Oh, I love that. Family. Yeah. And Woolly Time says, Queer Fire Night. Sounds like a name for a fun queer craft circle. Yes. Now I just imagine the smoke smell. And then Craft Design says, what are your pronouns? Thank you for asking. I forgot to tell you. My pronouns are they and them. I've been using they for most people in the chat just because I don't know your pronouns, but please correct me if there are other ones you want me to use going forward. Yeah, this has been a great time. I'm going to sign off and find some dinner. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, evening, night, wherever you are in the world. Okay, bye!